All right, with two Oklahoma State players being drafted by the Steelers this year, it's only appropriate that we are joined by their head coach, Mike Gundy. Coach, thanks so much for taking some time to chat with us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, how proud are you, and what does it mean to you personally and to the program that two of your guys in the second and third round are now Pittsburgh Steelers?
We were really excited. The history, the Steeler organization, the family, the background, and Coach Tomlin, their style of football, we think are perfect for Mason and James. I know that they have a lot of character in the organization, and that's what they've been used to over the last 4 years at Oklahoma State.
In terms of James Washington, when you were recruiting him, a lot of people are interested in the fact that he grew up on a farm and just that blue-collar background. Did you visit him at all in his hometown?
We went to see him in January. He was playing basketball at that time, and it was interesting that the coaches that were recruiting him and their high school coaches said to me, you know, there's not a lot of people in the community, so there won't be that many people at the game, which didn't matter anyway. So I go to the high school game, and there was quite a few people, like 100 people that were going to be there watching the game. And I told them, I said, well, there's quite a few people here. And they said, yeah, over half of them are James' family. So I was there and saw him. But, you know, he's a big farmer. He likes to be out in the country. And he won't talk a lot. If you guys get him to talk a lot, it'll be a heck of an accomplishment.
Does maybe that blue-collar upbringing, maybe the manual labor and growing up on a farm translate into him as a football player?
Yes. He's not caught up in how fast the world moves. He's not big into all the social media and stuff. He just wants to do his job. He's very respectful. He's got tremendous character. He understands the quality of life that it takes to be a really good player, and that's what he's done up to this point.
Besides pure speed, what makes a wide receiver a good deep threat?
He's very intelligent. He's a good route runner. The speed and his ability to catch the deep ball is very unique and special in that if, let's say, a receiver is a 4.5 guy in the 40, James plays at faster than 4.5. And when the ball's in the air, he has an uncanny ability to accelerate and run through the football and catch it, where most receivers decelerate to try and catch the ball. James has the ability to speed up and run underneath a deep throw.
Flipping over to Mason Rudolph, the quarterback, what attracted you guys to him? What were some of maybe those intangibles when you were recruiting him to Oklahoma State?
Really quality young man. He was tough, threw the ball well. He was in a no-huddle shotgun offense like we had here at Oklahoma State. Now, he was from South Carolina, which is a long ways away, but the two in-state schools there already had quarterbacks, so he was attracted to Oklahoma State. We brought him out. We really liked the way that he talked about himself and his future and his contribution to his high school team. So when we got him here, it all came true. You know, he's a tremendous young man. He's a very hard worker. He's a student of the game, and he enjoys playing. It's very tough.
So if I told you last week during OTAs he was the last guy on the field working with whatever center he could to work on that quarterback-center exchange, you're probably not surprised, right?
No, I knew that he was a little bit concerned about moving under center, but also excited about it. He'll be in the office all the time. He'll study the game plan. I would be shocked if he doesn't have a really good feel for their offense at this time, with him being there for as long as he's been. And he'll work under center. He's going to do whatever it takes to be successful.
What will help him translate from being a Big 12 quarterback going to the NFL, where there is sometimes that criticism, as you said, of not working under center and not calling your own plays?
Essentially, the style of play that we have at Oklahoma State, we have 5-man, 6-man, 7-man protections. We have turn protections. We run the football effectively here. The difference is being under center, and he'll work that out. He understands progression. He understands coverages. He knows route reading, so on and so forth. That won't be an issue for him. Once he gets comfortable playing under the center, he'll be just fine.
In terms of them as a duo, you can look up their stats in the record books, but what makes them special? I'm sure we're going to see them a lot as we continue through OTAs, training camp, and even the preseason here in Pittsburgh.
Well, they're both very hard workers. They take pride in their job, and the amount of time that they spent together here paid off for them. And I see the same thing in the future in Pittsburgh. I know that Mason's excited about learning from Ben and trying to obtain all the knowledge he can and the wisdom that he's gotten over a long period of time in Pittsburgh. I'm sure James will be out there a lot quicker, but they'll work together. And I would be shocked if we don't see those two hooking up for years to come.
Have you spoken to them at all since they've been drafted? And if so, what are their thoughts on Pittsburgh and just being part of the Steelers organization?
Well, they're excited. I talked to them maybe a week or so ago. They were in the hotel room, and Mason and I were talking about some other stuff, and I asked what James was doing. He was laying on the bed in the hotel room. I guess they're sharing that he was texting somebody back home about coyote hunting, which is typical for them. And it happened to be a Friday night where most 22, 23-year-old young men would be getting ready to go out on the town and such. And Mason was working on some kind of football, and James was talking to somebody about coyote hunting. And that's just the kind of young men that they are, and the Steelers will be thrilled with them.
All right, Coach, is there anything we don't know about them that you could share before we let you go?
Not a lot. Mason is very outgoing. He's going to be tremendous in public. James will be when he gets out there. But they'll both be involved in society there in the community and helping with young people. And they're going to be really good players. They're going to be thankful for the organization. And over a period of time, the organization is going to be very thankful for those players.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for your time and your input on those two guys. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.